Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oyama Mdleleni. If you're new, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Today I am joined by my husband, Violet Mdleleni. Say hi baby.
Hi everyone.
So today we're just going to take you through our love journey. It's going to be a series, so we're going to break it down into maybe 4 or 5 parts, depending on the information that you want to include, or maybe you want to know more. Then we will just take you through in terms of the ups and downs in our relationship, how we met, the growth of the family, all the information. So we'll go back as far back as when we met in year 2003. So I will just ask my husband to go first. Just to see if he still remembers the dates.
Is this a trap or
No, it's not a trap.
okay? Yeah. So I'm very camera shy, guys. So you'll have to pardon me if I don't keep eye contact. So I met my wife in 2003. I think it was round about towards the end of May or beginning of June in 2003. So yeah, as I was asking if this is a trap, I think she would have loved me to remember the day as well. So I'm sorry, I can't give you that because I can't remember the actual day. So we met at her house. My cousin I had to accompany my cousin to pick up her then girlfriend, who's subsequently, or who is her wife now, to so yeah, who is his wife? Yeah, you know, most in Sikosa we don't have his or hers, we just have a person. So you'll have to pardon me, guys. When I speak English as well, I have to translate quite a bit from Xhosa to English. So yeah. So we met. I think it was almost dark, man, at that time when we met.
In the evening.
Yeah, it was in the evening. Yeah. Thanks for correction. So and when my cousin was about to pick her girlfriend up, she mentioned to me that hey, there's a girl here that I would like you to meet. And then we met, and I remember saying to myself, I think, I'll need to pursue something with this person that I've just met. So we left. We left, and yeah, you know, guys, there's a bunch of kids outside the door here, so I think she's trying to get them to shush. So yeah, we left, and then the following day she was gonna go back to varsity, and my cousin had the car, didn't have a car at the time, so he was gonna drop her off, and then I think I was staying in Paarl in the Western Cape then. So he would drop my wife and his now wife at the varsity, and the following day, and then we had to accompany each other. So we sat at the back of the car, back seat, and we started chatting. And yeah, there was this feeling to say, you know what, I think I really love this person. But I was kind of a very shy person because I don't like to be embarrassed. So it's not a good feeling. So I remember I didn't say my intentions at first, but we did exchange numbers, if I remember, and yeah, and I think I don't know what she felt, yeah, at that stage, but yeah, we we if I remember correctly, she'll have to correct me as well. We exchanged numbers and we started calling each other, and then I went back to Pal. So I stayed in Pal. My cousin stayed in Cape Town. So every weekend I would come through to Cape Town, and I had reason now to actually make sure that I don't miss any weekend on the other side, because I met this particular person. So I don't know, maybe she can also elaborate
Yeah.
what is her side of the story. Did I misrepresent
No, you did
or
not
not?
misrepresent, but there were also specifics on the day, the first day now we met. Because my friend didn't tell me that there was um, someone who was going to join them, her and her boyfriend at the time. They have since been married. So when she then she came inside the house and she was telling me to come okay and greet the her boyfriend and the other person. So I was like, okay. Then I went outside. So I was also taken back, or there was chemistry immediately that I felt for this guy, even though I didn't know him at the time. It was the first time I had met him, but there was a chemistry. So we just introduced one another. Sabuzana Nezduko, I remember. Sabuzana Nezduko. But also,
Well, you didn't ask this to. It's your mother who asked
oh,
this
it's
to.
my mother, ne?
Yeah.
It's my mother, yes. I remember she did, yes. She asked me, what's your, like, your clan name? But as if you've also watched my previous videos where I shared my story, and in terms of the family dynamics, because at the time we were staying in a shack, so he was not what I think what attracted me now as time went by is that he was not looking at those things, because even on the day, I remember there was a window that had been broken because my mother was fighting with my stepfather the night or 2 nights before. So, but he did not even notice that. I've asked him asked him later on, in terms of, did you see that window that was broken? And you did not have any recollection of the window that had been broken. So he had, those such things did not matter to him. And also he accused me that when they dropped me off at the university and we were sitting at the back, as I was getting off the car, because they first dropped me at the campus before they took him to pub. He says I wanted to kiss him.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You did.
He says I wanted to kiss him goodbye as I was getting off the car.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, it's your if you say so then. Um, but I didn't, did I?
Well, you will not agree to that now, but I know what I saw.
Okay, it's fine then. But then, okay, it, time went by. We I think we did exchange numbers, and we started communicating, talking, and then meeting. Uh, then we started there. So now, as time went, I remember. I remember now when, as a relationship had already started, was you had a girlfriend
Yeah,
and I had a boyfriend, but your girlfriend was far,
yeah.
isn't it? So then, as we saw that things were getting serious, that's when now we said, you had to break up with the girlfriend, and I had to break up with the guy that I was seeing at the time, which was not even something serious. Uh, I did it from my side. I'm not sure from your side what you did or you did not. Uh-huh. I'm not sure if you did or did not on your side, but we spoke about it. We spoke about it. Then you had a tendency. You had a tendency. He would. Uh, then he moved close by now from Pal, so he was staying at least not that far. Then he would have this tendency of, okay, we would speak during the week. He would call me from work because he was working. I was still a student. Then the last time I would speak to him was Fridays at around 2. That was the last time he would call me. I would speak to him. Then I would not hear from him the Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday morning, afternoon, evening. I would see him on Sundays in the early evening, after 6 p.m. That's the time he would come and see me drunk. Almost every weekend I was like, oh, but this guy. And so the weekends he would go to his friends in Kaelicha every weekend, every weekend with no fail. He would go to his friends, and then they would do whatever they were doing there, drink and do whatever they were doing there. So this went on for some time. This went on for some time, and when he would do that, I would like close in and not want to speak to him. He would come, and sometimes he would even speak to my sister and ask my sister to talk to me, but he would not change. At the same time, he would still continue doing the same thing, uh, disappearing weekends, drinking weekends with friends, not speaking to me. It's happened for some time in our relationship. Am I lying?
No, you're not.
Am I
I'm,
lying?
I'm listening.
I'm not lying.
I'm gonna tweak the story a bit, but
Why are you
yeah,
tweaking it?
you can continue.
So, as he would do this, then I remember now there was this other weekend. I went to see my friend, the same friend. She was renting an apartment, so I went to see her. And I remember we were talking with my friend. It was, since they are cousins, him and my friend's boyfriend at the time. Since they are cousins, they would like also keep quiet the weekend, and then we would say, okay, let's switch off our phones. We're not going to take their calls. They will call and call the whole night. They won't take our calls. So I remember this weekend now. His family had his family was in Cape Town. I think there was a something, a celebration of some sort. So he was now with his family that weekend, and we switched off our phones. We said, we're not gonna take their calls. And he he tried to call. You tried to call. I'm not sure how many times you called, but you called, and my phone was off, and you were involved in an accident at the time. And I was not. I was. My phone was just off because I was like so upset and like thinking this guy is not serious. This guy is just taking me for a ride. He's not calling. He's not doing all these things that I would have loved him to do. So then he showed up the following day, and you had some scars on the face, and you were in an accident. So I felt so bad after that. You say we're being so childish when we switched off our phones, and something bad had happened to him. So it just shows to I just had a sort of like an epiphany to say this guy, or to say I am a person who at times would like put on a wall or close in when I'm not getting something from someone that I would love to receive. So it was one of those moments that I had built up this wall that that has also carried through, and or has shown or manifested in our relation, in our marriage over the years, to say there's this, and he doesn't like it, but it's it's been how it's the way I was dealing with things, which was, no, I don't think was the right way. So what do you have to say?
No, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that you you mentioned my Saturday, my weekend disappearances. But anyway, it's fine. I think it's also for the purposes of teaching each other, yeah, as well, and just sharing experiences. You know, yeah, no, she's right. I used to disappear, and I think at the time, also, you know, I'm from a different kind of a background. Um, I always felt that, you know, uh, for me, Isjolo is more something that should be secretive and, you know, not really there, you know,
Publicized.
publicized and all. Because I mean, your girlfriend is your girlfriend outside the home, not uh, that you are allowed to go in there and be known and stuff. I felt that kind of pressure to say, okay, I think here things are a little bit different to what I knew. Hence, I would, well, I mean, it was also a case of I was still young then, still, I mean, you know, the young and working boys club, they would want to go out and have parties and all those things. So we arrange sit-ins every weekend. So we would start on a Thursday actually. So Thursday we would say we'd go to Balaga and we buy some meat there, and then we have a few drinks. Not few actually, because we would say the Thursday is a clean Friday. It's a small Friday, the Thursday. So we're preparing ourselves for the Friday. And then Friday after work, it's the same thing. That's when I disappear completely. And it would be a case of it dawns on me on a Sunday, say, Sharks, should have seen my girlfriend. Guys, can you take me there? I remember at the time I didn't have a car, so my friends had cars and stuff. They would drop me off there. Then I would call my cousin to eventually drop me off at my place. You know, yeah, quarrels and yeah. But look, it was a case of intentionally. It was not for me to cause a heartache, but it that's what it did. My stance of disappearing, yeah. But yeah, I'm a kind of person that also loves people, man, and I like being out there, and I think that's one of the things that made us a little bit different. Well, way different,
Yeah.
because in terms of um,
Extrovert and introvert.
yeah, extroverted, introvert. I think I'm more of an extrovert, and I make friends easily, and I've got that thing that attracts people, you know, to me, and I don't want to lie, I was always the leader of the pack. Even my friends would listen to me to say, okay, if we will make sense and stuff, and I was like, I think at the time, even with my friends, I was the youngest, but for whatever reason, they would listen to what I had to say and stuff, and they kind of respected me. But yeah, it was a little bit of a, yeah, start of a roller coaster. My disappearing ex. And I remember this other time I even spoke to her mother to speak to her for me, because she was like so mad at me and stuff. And I mean, her sister is quite young, and I think I wanted, some kind of a strongish voice to to plead my case there. So, but yeah,
Yeah. And first day first part we can leave it there.
yeah.
You're gonna add?
I sure. Mos, I like talking. So.
No, I know you like talking. Just talk until
I
more.
always try to not to talk too much, but yeah, it's difficult for me.
No. Yeah, let's leave it here for day one. Then we'll continue with or part one. We'll continue with part two. From what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
If we've ever broken up before, or when did we get married? How many the kids and all of that, and how has it been like the roller coaster ride? But yeah, we'll end here for part one in terms of our relationship. Then we will see you next time.
Yeah, so guys, brace yourselves for some exciting stuff in part two.
Part two. Okay.
Yeah, part two, hey, things happen very fast, guys. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.